Welcome to NomadicWoodArts, the YouTube channel. My name's Adam. I'm a musician as well as a woodworker. I specialize in pipes as well as other smoking accessories, mostly geared toward the cannabis industry, to be honest. As you can see here, a lot of 14mm bowls I make, which fit into glass bongs, as well as my my steamrollers, which are just underneath the top right. You can see the spaceship bowl there. Anyway, you can use 14mm bowls with those, sorry. Sherlock pipes, mini pipes. This is an ashtray that I currently make in stock. It's got a little bowl tapper in the middle, so when you're done smoking your bowl, you tap it, the ash falls out. Whatever doesn't fall out, you poke it with the little custom cut mushroom pokey. Anyway, I'm not selling stuff here today. Today we're going to be making 3-inch red oak pipes that I wrap with hemp wick, just to make it, you know, convenient. You're on the fly. You've got it all right there. When it comes with the hemp wick, but when you're done, you can just kind of wrap it around the section in the middle. Makes it nice and easy. Here is one of my red oak pipes. Again, this is just the sort of the mini series that I started. I also do Sherlocks that are about 8 or 9 inches. They're much bigger, much, you know, they cool down the smoke a lot better. These are just a great little portable pocket pipe, you know, golfers, fishermen, things like that. Here's the finished product of what you're going to see today. It's, like I said, just, you know, 3-inch approximately, wooden pipe. There's no measurement tools or anything I use. I just, you know, I put a blank on the lathe and I start cutting. And I just kind of do it all, you know, however I feel for that pipe. So they're all different, they're all unique in that way, but they're still very cost efficient, which is important. So first of all, I just want to say, warning, my methods and tools may or may not be the safest or most preferred by all professionals. This is not a how-to video, so do not attempt anything you see here unless you are properly trained to do so. I was self-taught with a lot of stuff, so again, please don't try to copy my methods if you've never done this before, and please be easy on the comments if you are like a 30-year pro, and you know, anyway, this is how I do things. I try to be safe, but I also try to be efficient and accurate, and you know, but I always think safety. You know, I'm a guitar player, hands are important. So here you can see me just measuring out some blanks, getting it ready for the lathe. Now just hammering, punching at the center there, so when I put it on the lathe, it'll be nice and firm, and, you know, when it starts spinning. So, and I'm just going to get right into spinning and stop talking and let you guys kind of just see what I do here. And I'll come back later. Here's some music by Chachi On Acid, which is one of my favorite punk bands out of Ontario right now. Check them out. They have given me permission to use their music for this video. I've left links for them down below. You can buy some music. I know they have vinyl and all that available if you're into punk music. Again, you know, I'm not trying to do any plug-in or sales on this, but check it out. So what I'm using here is a small roughing gouge made by PSI Tools. I bought a set of 5 tools off of Amazon for like $35 Canadian plus shipping. Like I said, it comes with 5 tools. It's all I need. It's nice and small as well, so I can really get in there. When I first started working on a lathe, I was using small carving knives, which was extremely dangerous. I do not recommend that to anyone. There was a lot of really scary catches, but, you know, since then I've upgraded a bit. It's nothing fancy. They do the trick. Out of the 5 tools, I use 2 of them pretty much 99.9% of the time. This one right here does all of my roughing work, the roughing gouge. The other one that I would be using would be the skew chisel, which is basically just kind of on a bit of an angle. It has a bevel, and that does all of my more finer work. So I'll do all the roughing with this roughing gouge, get it right down to the shape that I want. Once it's near the shape that I want, near the diameter that I want, then I'll pull out the skew, and that's when I'll start really doing the finer cuts and the really delicate stuff, and get it down to the final diameter of what it's going to be. Just want to mention one more time, do not do this how I do it. I know that I do not use all of the proper safety methods. I'm not using a face shield for one, which I know is standard procedure for this type of machinery. So if you are going to use a lathe, I highly recommend using a full face shield. The glasses that I'm using they work for me. They've been working for me for a few years. That's no excuse. I will be getting a face shield at some point soon. Call it laziness why I haven't. I've just gotten so used to these glasses. They're adjustable right around where the lens meets the frame, so I'm able to get them touching my cheek underneath my eye, and I've been using them, like I said, for a couple of years now, for about 12 hours a day in a lot of cases. I don't even feel like they're there at all. They don't bother me, and I have never gotten anything in my eye, and that's using, you know, any kind of tool you can imagine in the shop. So now I've got it pretty close to the size and shape where I'm going to want the finished product to be. So I pull out the skew here, and this is where I start making the more finer detailed cuts, shaping the mouthpiece, again getting it down to that final diameter, shaping the bowl, any kind of fancy line work that you want to do on the lathe at this point. So usually at this point is where I'll decide what kind of a design I'm going to go with. It's usually just freehand. There's no, as you can see, there's no measuring tools or stencils or anything, which adds a value to, a sentimental value, if you will. I mean, these pipes are pretty cost efficient. They're great just for someone to walk in off the street, you know, grab it when they're on the go without breaking the bank. And they're getting a nice piece of handmade art that lasts. You know, it's red oak, it's durable, it lasts, and these things are like rocks, especially these 3-inchers. You really just can't break them. I don't even know if they'd break if you ran them over. I haven't tried it yet, but they're pretty strong, and they do the trick. So having that sentimental value that they're all unique and one of a kind just adds to it. You know, it makes it not a throwaway pipe, even though you're paying the price of a throwaway pipe, but it's not a throwaway pipe, if that makes any sense.
skate stock or you twit. And the proceeds from this record go buy tenant food. To be hinted with bundles, here's a bomb's not food. I hope maximum rock and roll approves of us dude. Or I'll have to write the letters, contest or review. I hope maximum rock and roll approves of us good. Or I'll have to write the letters, contest or review. When I say they back to back, just goodbye, waste my time. Full grip, that finger wide, kick yourself in your mind. When I say they get a lot, kick it straight. What the fuck? Trying to copy the little man, he's trying to get by the kids in.
There it is. We're gonna cut the ends off there with a coping saw, make it nice and clean, and then we'll get to sanding. Just gonna speed this up. You guys really don't need to see me saw for the next like 5 minutes, so it's really not that long, but it's kind of boring to watch me sawing, so I just wanted to give you guys the whole process. So without cutting anything out, here it is. So this is where I'm going to, for the third time in this video, stress to not do my methods at home. I'm not using any kind of clamps or anything right now. I'm literally just holding this thing with my hand, using a 5/8 Forstner bit. It's extremely dangerous. If that wood decided to break or shatter between my fingers right now, the amount of pressure I'm putting on it would make my fingers go into the bit, and my bit would become what the oak wood looks like and be completely shredded. So it is not recommended to do this. I've been doing this long enough that I'm comfortable with it. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's safe. It's just a method that I have grown to be comfortable with because I was young and stupid and self-taught in a lot of cases. I had free access to these tools and started using them. So, c'est la vie. So here's the final sanding stage. This probably goes without saying for most woodworkers, but I spend the extra few minutes sanding, especially with oak. It's really grainy, but it looks beautiful if you just spend the extra time. The finish comes out that much better. I love working with this wood because it's so durable and it looks so nice by the end, especially if you just take the extra time to really sand it down and get it to a nice, get it nice and ready for that actual finish coat. So I'm putting one coat of this reddish kind of non-toxic sealer that I use, and I put 2 coats on and I wait 2 days to cure it, which far exceeds the manufacturer's suggested curing time. I just do this to be sure that it's dry, also because I cure it in a very dark area, so it cures properly and evenly, and I take my time with it. So here's the finished product. It's not the exact one that I made in the video. The reason being is because, like I said, it takes 2 days to cure a pipe. So I put a coat of finish on, wait a full day, then put another coat of finish, then wait another full day. I cure all of my pipes in a really cool dark area, the finished product comes out very even and very nice looking. It just works for me. That's how I like to do it. That's how I'm going to keep doing it for now until I find a better way. For all you pipe makers out there that are pulling your hair out saying, well, why didn't you use a carbox bit or some kind of modified spade bit for your bowl? These work beautifully and they do not leave any product behind, I can assure you. I use them personally and have been using them for years, exactly how I make them right now. When you put the put the screen into the bowl, it creates a concave shape. The product doesn't actually even touch the bottom of the wood at all. It just creates like a heating chamber. You're basically baking your bowl. It leaves nothing behind. I can clear a bowl with one light very easily, and have been doing so since I started making these things. You will love these pipes. But once again, I do not recommend attempting anything shown in this video, as my methods are not the safest or the most preferred by professionals. I was self-taught in a lot of areas and just kind of practiced and went with it over the years, so do not copy my methods. Thank you guys very much for watching. You can check me out on NomadicWoodArts.bigcartel.com. Follow me on Instagram. I have a Facebook, which I have not been setting up too much, but will, so it's kind of dead over there right now. I'm very active on Instagram every day. I have multiple posts, so please add me up on there. And yeah, have a great day. Thanks for watching.